Hello? Hello?
Podcast Network Asia. Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, Small Conversations with Huge Impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I'm your host, and welcome back to the show again. If this is your first time, then welcome. I hope you enjoy this episode. If you learned something, please go ahead and check out the other amazing episodes. They have a lot of insights that you can learn as well. If this is your end time, if you keep coming back to the podcast, then I am so happy that you're here. That just means that you're invested in improving yourself and becoming a better version of yourself. So I'm excited that you're here. Thank you again for showing up. Now, we are going to talk about 5 excuses you need to stop making right now. And I love this one because, for one, it is so frustrating to see someone who wants to be better, but they're so filled with excuses. And before we can actually dive into the excuses that you need to stop making, or generally any topic about self-improvement, first and foremost, you need to stop making excuses. If you're making excuses, then you have a victim mentality. You feel that you deserve, that life owes you something, and you'll always keep on blaming other people for what is happening in your life. The thing about when you are blaming other people for what is happening in your life, whether you're blaming your parents, or you're blaming your toxic ex, or you're blaming the government, or you're blaming the pandemic, if you keep on blaming what is happening in your life or why you're unhappy all the time towards other people, then that just gives them the power to control your life. Imagine this: you're playing PS4, you're playing a game console or any game, and you want your character to win, right? Whether it's an RPG or it's like Tekken, you want your character to win. And you're hoping and you're praying and you're doing everything so that the character will win or level up. But you don't have the controller in your hands. That's what happens when you are blaming other people for what is happening in your life. Before we can proceed in becoming better, we need to understand that we need to take back the control. Of course, it's not your fault why your life is miserable right now. It's not your fault. Maybe there are circumstances why you are not happy right now. But you got to understand that it may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility to get out of it. It's not your fault you're unhappy, but it is your responsibility to make sure that the future is different from the past. So before we talk about the different excuses, you need to drop it. You need to approach this episode, or any episode that any episode that you listen to, you need to drop your excuses. You need to take back the accountability. And when you're taking back the accountability, you're also taking back the power to control your life. So leave the excuses on the front door. When you listen to this one, accept that I am the one who will write the future. I am the one who makes, who is responsible and will make everything according to my plan. You are the writer of your story. You are the editor of your movie. But you can't do that if you keep on blaming other people. So stop blaming, stop the victim mentality, and say, okay, I'll take care of this. I'll take control of my ship. I'll write my story. So now let's talk about the 5 excuses that you need to stop making right now. The first one is, I don't have time. This is one of the most common limiting beliefs or excuses that people make. I don't have time. The thing is, you do have time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And the reason why you're not doing the things that you want to do, it's not because you don't have time. It's because you're not putting it as a priority. One of my favorite stories is when this one person, he said he wants to be better. He wants to be successful. So he went to this guru, right? He went to this mentor. And he says, mentor, I want to be better. I want to be successful. What should I need to do? The mentor said, okay, meet me at the beach tomorrow at 4 a.m. And he said, what the fuck? I just want, what the hell is that? I mean, I want to be better. I don't want to go swimming. But he said, if you want to learn how to succeed, if you want to be better, then meet me at the beach 4 a.m. tomorrow. So the next day comes, he goes there and he saw this guru or this mentor. He says that, okay, let's go to the beach. Let's take a walk. So they walked towards the water, towards the sea. And then, the guy was thinking, I just want to be better. I just want to be successful. And this guy's crazy. So they kept walking, and then until the water reaches the knees, and then the waist level, and then the shoulder level. And then the guru said, how bad do you want to succeed? He says, really bad. And so the guru or the mentor, he grabbed his head and put him under the water. So he was struggling for his life, and he didn't let go. The mentor didn't let go. And he was almost about to drown. And when he was about to pass out, the guru pulled his head and he asked, how bad do you want to succeed? And at the time, he was thinking, this guy's crazy. The mentor is crazy. I said, and he's trying to catch his breath, right? And he says, really, really bad. And then he puts him down again. And when he puts him down again, until to the point that he was about to pass out, he pulled him up and asked him, how bad do you want to succeed? For the last time, the guy said, really bad. The mentor said, if you want to succeed, you need to want it as much as you want to breathe. A lot of us want to succeed. A lot of us want to be better, but we're not trying to put it as a priority. We have a lot of things that we should do, right? We should finish our projects. We should write our blog. We should create content. We should do the work. We should meet with people. We should create connections. We should build relationships. We have a lot of shoulds. And the trick here is, if we want to make our success or our improvement a priority, we need to turn our shoulds into must. I'm going to repeat that again. We should turn our shoulds into musts. Instead of saying that we should be successful, we'll say we must be successful. Be better. Like there is no other option. When you want to be better, when you want to succeed, because you must succeed, and there's no other option but for you to succeed, you'll be successful. It's not that you don't have time, it's just you don't really want it that bad. Because if you really, really want it, if you must be successful, if you must be happy, if you must find peace, or if you must be better, then you'll do everything because you must do it. Hindi lang you should, you must. So turn your shoulds into must. That's the first excuse you need to stop making. Stop saying you don't have time. Make time. You will never have an extra 1 hour per day, but you will have an extra sense of priority on whether you put your success or your improvement as a priority. So the second excuse that you need to stop making is, I don't have the willpower or I don't have the motivation. Reality check. Motivation can come from two things. First is inward motivation. You try to motivate yourself, which is the willpower, or you get motivation from other people, the external motivation. You see a motivational video, motivational quotes, you listen to small talk from motivational advice. That's the external motivation. But external motivation, when you rely on that, it is unstable. You'll never know when you will get or when you will receive external motivation. So if you rely on that, then you won't always try to put in the work every single day. And when you rely so much on the inner motivation, which is the willpower, you'll think na okay, maybe hindi pa ganun kalakas yung willpower ko. Minsan hindi ko pa kaya motivate yung sarili ko. That's okay. Because willpower or motivation is a muscle. And like a muscle, it gets stronger the more that you train it. You ever wonder why people who go to the gym are physically strong? It's because they train every single day. So if you want to be mentally strong, then you need to train every single day. You need to train your mind. You need to mentally train yourself every single day. Every single time you don't want to do it anyway. That's your training. You don't need to go through a rock bottom to test or to train your mental capacity. You just, you find every task that you need to do that you don't want to do and still do it anyway. You'll train yourself. You'll become more disciplined. And you will train your mind. No, I'm trying to run my mind and I'm making sure that I don't let my mind run me. So I will do everything. Kahit na ayoko, kahit na tinatamad ako, kahit pagod ako, I will try to do it. I will do it. So train your mind. It's like a muscle. Okay? It gets bigger. It gets stronger. And you'll have unlimited motivation once you train your mind to do the things that you need to do even though you don't want to do it. And also, I want to add that you change your thinking. You have a lot of things or a lot of limiting beliefs or a lot of limiting words or outlook that you say that you can't. Well, change that into if I can't, I must. And if I must, I can. Again, the power of the must. Okay, you must do it. You must become successful. You must become happy. You must improve yourself. Because even though if you can't, if you must, you find a way to do it. Train your mind that even though you don't know how to do it, you will find a way because you must do it. Hey guys, before we proceed to the rest of the episode, I just want to share something that I discovered recently. I am a firm believer that we need to protect ourselves and our data online. We need to securely access different apps, different websites, different entertainment services as we browse across the internet. And a good thing that I learned about NordVPN. NordVPN makes sure that all of our data stays safe behind a wall of next generation encryption. It's the fastest VPN. We don't need to sacrifice speed for better security. It also offers uninterrupted streaming, and you can use it on multiple devices. We partnered with NordVPN through Podmetrics for you guys to also enjoy the same experience. They have an amazing promo right now that allows you to get 73% off of the 2-year plan plus 4 months free when you use our link in the description and code before checking out. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for a NordVPN account now. Okay, so the third limiting belief or the third excuse that you need to stop making is, and this applies to relationships, is that you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to be happy. You don't deserve to be successful. Let me share something about my ex. So let me share something about my previous relationship. In my previous relationship, I always believed, there was this underlying belief that I couldn't live on my own. When I was with my ex, I always believed that I couldn't live independently because I don't deserve to be, I have never received love before when I asked for it. So when my ex showed me that I deserve to be loved, I was still resisting that. And I said that this is the only chance that I'll get. Because I have this excuse that I don't deserve this. So every time that she gives me love, I'm like overwhelmed with it. But that belief grows into insecurity, into fears, into doubts, which in the end broke our relationship apart. Every excuse that we make will become a self-fulfilling prophecy because we focus on that. We always say that. And when we focus on that, our thoughts become our feelings become our words, and our words become our actions, and our actions become our reality. So if we keep on making the excuse that you are not deserved to be loved, every relationship that will come into your life, won't accept it. Or i-accept mo man, you'll still have a lot of trust issues. You'll always feel na, okay, this guy's gonna leave me because I don't deserve to be loved. Here's a fact check. Everyone deserves love. But in order to find and keep love, you must first overcome the excuse or the false belief that you are unworthy of love. That's the third excuse you need to stop making. You are worth it. So don't ever, ever settle for less. Just because you make that excuse that you're not worthy of love. You don't deserve to be loved. You do. Okay? So the fourth excuse you need to stop making is, I don't have what it takes to succeed. When you have this excuse, before the battle even begins, you've already lost. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. But I learned one thing. That if I refuse to give up, no one can beat me. Every single time that I don't think that I could do it, that I don't know how to do it, to get past this situation, I'm always relying on my relentlessness. Because even though I don't have any resources, I will always have that relentlessness. I will always have that push. Now, nobody can stop me no matter how hard I fall down. I may stay a little bit longer on the ground, but I will get back up. And you will never ever defeat a person who refuses to give up. So if you are saying, nah, I don't have what it takes to succeed, then you're right. But if you're going to say that I don't know what it takes to succeed, but I'll try and I'll die fighting. And I'll die trying to figure out what it takes to succeed. Grit plays a huge part in everyone's success. So if you want to be happy, you got to stop saying that you don't have what it takes. You do. And even though you feel like you don't, always remember that if you feel or you believe in yourself that you won't stop at anything and you'll figure it out along the way, then you will be successful. You'll never know. Maybe you'll receive 100 no's, but on the 101st, you'll receive a yes. And all it takes is just one yes to change your life completely. So stop saying you don't have what it takes. Find a way for you to succeed. Or the last excuse that you need to stop saying is, I could never do that. The fear of failure kills more dreams than failure ever will. Nobody has it figured out when they're starting. And most of the time, people who are successful, they're starting from zero. No knowledge, no experience. How are you going to get experience? When you try to do it. Growth happens when you start doing the things that you're not qualified to do. Growth happens when you start doing the things that you thought you could never do. Growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone and you become comfortable in it. I want all of us here to grow. But we will never do that if we have the fear of failure. The fear of failure is the number one most common fear holding us back from success. The truth is, there's no such thing as failure. There are only results that doesn't match up to what we expect it to be. I really believe that you never ever lose in life. You either win or you learn. And fear, I hate fear. And don't get me wrong, I still have fears. I still have doubts. But I know that fear destroys our psychology and immobilizes us from taking action. Fear is hardwired into every human being. And fear will always be here. But the secret is learning how to use fear instead of letting fear use us. Learn how to use fear. Learn how to look at the fear and say, nah, even though you're there, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to find a way to succeed. I will make it happen even though I'm scared. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing the thing that you're supposed to do even if you're scared, while you're scared. Stop saying that you could never do that. Of course, you have never done it, but who knows? Maybe you're the best at this thing. I would never be talking to you guys right now, making my 115th episode, if I told myself before, nah, you've never done that, so you could never do that. No. I said my past does not dictate my future. I've never done podcasting before, but I learned it along the way. That won't stop me. And look at us where we are right now. 115 episodes. One of the top podcasts here in the Philippines. The growth happens when you start doing the things that you thought you could never do. So please, drop these excuses and start living the life that you want to live. Start living the life that will make you happy. Okay? So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you learned something. If you do, go ahead and share this on social media. Don't forget to tag me at Small Talk Podcast. And this one is an excerpt from my Better Me project. It's an exclusive Facebook group that offers coaching, accountability, and support. We have an exclusive book club. We have weekly live trainings. This is one that I shared in my weekly live training. So if you want to be a part of this, go ahead and join the Better Me project on Facebook or send me a message. And I'll talk to you there. So again, thank you so much. This is Alec Cuenca. This is Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. And I will talk to you guys next episode. Bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.